This is a continuing story on the animals that were translocated to Pigeon Cay back in March of last year. Fortunately, we've got many questions to answer. One, how are they doing being translocated? Two, we only had 3 females. So what does the story continue from there? Pigeon Cay, where we released the animals, was on the highest point, about 41 feet. It is a rocky area with a lot of sea grapes here, karst limestone around. We have a lower area, saddle right here with this sandbank with a lot of purslane, and a higher area over here with a lot more dense sea grapes. A little open area here going to the north beach, sea grapes again, and karst limestone all around. The main focus of trying to go at this time was to see if there was any nesting activity with the animals. Only having 3 females, we were hoping to find some nesting activity, see the disbursements of the animals where they ended up on the island. Now, since we released them all here, we didn't know where this was going to go. Let's see. But we also, because of this, we had a lot of nesting activity with the different birds, with the yellow-crowned night heron, and I did not go into the sea grapes at this time because the white-crowned pigeons were nesting. Also had some oyster catchers, and of course curly tails. Now, for the first idea we had for going around to locate animals was to look for tail drags on the beach, on the beaches. We had reports from a lot of tourists that would travel to there that the iguanas would come rush and meet them at the boat. This was a problem on Sandy Key because a lot of boaters stopped there. Tours are going there now and they're feeding the animals. So they hear an engine, they run. Luckily, though, we did not have an animal come out on the beach for 3 days. We did not see one there. One came down to investigate close by, but never approached real close. We looked for trail drags. We found one trail drag from this point over this way. He was going towards a 7-year apple. We also saw another trail drag on the beach just right here. I think a lot of the animals people were seeing were the curly tails, and they were feeding them because they were running out to the beach. So of all the animals, let's see, that we released up here, I was able to locate 17, more than likely 16. I think one was a duplicate. But a lot of the animals remained high up here, which is a large boulder, rocky area. They're also lower down here in the protection of some of the sea grapes. And then we found some far over onto the eastern side of the key. Of all the animals we found, they all looked in good health. They were full-bodied, had full tails. Nobody showed any sign of injury from a predatory animal. They all looked in good condition. Wrong one. Now, what we did discover was 2 possible nesting sites. Up here in the original release area, there were test digs going on. Also down here in this one other open area right on the base of the sea grapes, another test dig area. We did see different trail drags in different areas, which are the ones we had shown before. So that looked promising. Here are some of the animals we were able to locate and find. As you can tell, they all look in good health. They have full tails. They had full base of their tails. They looked healthy. This is another one we saw. This was in the upper quadrant where some of the nesting was going on. This shows the different color phases in these two animals. One is a rusty animal, and one is kind of a lemon yellow. This is another view of another animal, and you can also see where the appearance for a male would be usually a little higher crest, a little more slender body. This was the one animal that did approach closely, so we're able to get good shots of him. Beautiful animals. Now, as we said, we're running into a lot of questions with the sex of these animals, how to determine it, and of course the story will continue on. Mrs. Buckner and I and Shannon Yates, I think she's here somewhere. We're heading back there after the conference to check on the animals again. Hopefully we'll be able to get this time into the sea grape area because the birds, the crown pigeons will not be nesting. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll see some of last year's hatchlings. Because this animal does look gravid. There's a lot more questions to be done on this and, to keep up on the population. So I think, with help with the trust and getting our local scientists like Shannon involved, it'll be a good opportunity to go forward. And we will have a population that is viable. We don't know what the status on Sandy Key is from Hurricane Joaquin. We will be going there for a day to try and assess that. And that is the update to date. Mark Rick.